It was not that bad, and it was inside Korakuen Hall. I'm John Retlin with my review, New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 30 Night 6 Event B block action. Yeah, shows just feel different when they're inside Korakuen Hall. I enjoyed one match, and the main event actually was pretty good. The rest of it I was indifferent on, and one match I'm not too sure how to feel about given the end result, but certainly not bad, and I'm enjoying the tournament so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But we have Gabriel Kidd and Yuya Yamura, typical young lion action to open, with some nice strikes, some good mat wrestling, and a lion tamer variation wins it for Yuya Yamura. Both these guys are going to be big stars in the future. Yuya really has improved a lot, and so has Gabriel Kidd. He's got that intensity. Bushi joins commentary for Yoshihashi versus Sanada. Sanada, what the fuck did he do to his hair? That's what I want to know. Now, they got me to care about a Yoshihashi match when he faced off against Juice Robinson to begin the tournament, and that's great. That's great stuff. Well, to begin the B block at least, and that's great stuff. That was actually a pretty damn good match. Yoshihashi's good in the ring. I just don't care about his character. And Sanada, if he would just not always coast, I would be so much more invested in his matches. It's actually frustrating. He's like the British Bulldog and a few other wrestlers. They're so fucking good. He can just coast. The match had its moments. Did pick up at the end. There was a skull end, just for days on it. I'm kidding. It was like maybe a couple minutes. But, Yoshihashi managed to fight out of it. The pace did pick up, but eventually Karma 1, 2, 3. Yoshihashi pins Sanada, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. I got nothing against Yoshihashi. I just feel like Sanada should have taken it here. But then again, the G1 does include a lot of surprises here. And hey, I can't fault him for pulling out a surprise here and there. I'm not upset about it. I'm just surprised. And then we get Zack Saber Jr. versus Kenta. Yes, all of this in my veins, please. This is one of my favorite matches of the goddamn tournament. Submission wrestling can actually be really good shit. And this was really, really good stuff. The great strikes, the submissions, the fact that these guys just can work, they can work various styles. And Zack Saber Jr. can do some really good stuff regardless of what, his opponent can do. He can get the best out of his opponents. And that's what Kenta did. Kenta, with some great shit as well, because, he's just a great fucking heel. Weird to see Zack Saber Jr. working his babyface. And even though it looked like Zack Saber Jr. was going to get the victory, nope, he got a knee strike and then the GTS 1, 2, 3. And then we get to intermission, but this was really good stuff. Kenta picking up 2 points. And then we get to Juice Robinson versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Tanahashi needs to retire soon. I hate to say it. He deserves to reap the benefits of what he helped build in New Japan. It wasn't just him, but he was the ace in New Japan. It is still technically. He is the ace. He is somebody that can go out there and deliver. He has the iron will, all that, all the cliches. His knees are shot. His knees are fucking shot. And it's disturbing me. I want him to be able to raise his children and just live his life and everything and enjoy it. And I know he loves wrestling. But am I wrong? Am I just being too harsh? Am I just wondering too much? Like, am I just worrying too much? Because he really looks like he is in a lot of pain. Wrestling's a tough sport. And that's what I love about New Japan. They treat it like a goddamn sport. I'm just worried that, he's going to go to the point where it's like, it's just unbelievably sad to watch him in the ring and he can't even get up on the ropes anymore. But that being said, Juice and him crafted a decent match here. It wasn't one of my favorites, but it was a clash of styles. Juice being more aggressive in this tournament, I think was the right call with a new look and everything. It's a really good way for him to, step his game up. And Tanahashi, having come in with absolutely no points, I was actually expecting, okay, he'll find a way to pull it out, but I just didn't expect it to be with the most devastating maneuver in all of professional wrestling, a surprise roll-up, 1, 2, 3, and he got the victory. I mean, I know it's more of a victory roll, but still, it was good for what it was. But this Tana, and I suspect that Tana will be in next year's G1 to make it 20 straight years. But after that, I don't know if they should put him in the G1 anymore. I mean, yes, he's a big star, but he's past the point where he can deliver a really incredible match, even a great match. Well, actually, that's unfair, because him and Naito actually had a pretty damn good match. But it's only on occasion. I'm just very worried that Tana is going to hurt himself more and more as he goes on. But then again, hey, it's his career, it's his life, it's not mine. I just say it as a fan. But Tanahashi picking up 2 points. And then we get Yano versus Evil with Dick Togo. Of course, usual antics, all the turnbuckle pads taken off. And man, Yano taping Togo's dick up. I had to get that line in. And then Evil and him, it was like 4.5 minutes, maybe. It looked like all this action into the exposed turnbuckles. Yano's gonna lose, and then all the low blows in the goddamn world, and then double low blow from Yano, yo blow if you will, gross, and it manages to get the most devastating maneuver in all of professional wrestling. Surprise roll up 1, 2, 3 on Evil, and Yano is undefeated in the B block so far. Yano could win this goddamn thing. I mean, he won't, but God, imagine that if he did. But yeah, he manages to get that this match. I normally don't like comedy matches, but Yano is really entertaining. And then we get to Hiroki Goto versus Tetsuya Naito. Some really good work. Naito working more heel. Bushi was also still out there, and I believe he was on commentary for most of the show, if not, or maybe he might have just come back for this one. Because sometimes the voices are hard to. I can distinguish Milano's voice, but that's about it. And then Naito, really good working the heel stuff here. Goto does come back despite favoring the shoulder, hits a nice superplex. The strikes were really laid in, some really good stuff here. GTW out of nowhere reversing an attempt at Destino, but Valentia and Destino, which that's why I'm wearing this shirt, because unfortunately Kevin Kelly cannot be there to do the do the live calling. Hopefully maybe they can have him and Chris Charlton and and Rocky Romero do remote calling for at least the final 3 nights. But it's still great to it's still great to represent Kevin Kelly here. But it was a good match, and of course Tetsuya Naito picking up the victory. And now we get to the point totals. Also, they had this weird face-off. It was like Bushi and Naito. It's like, are we going to get Bushi and Naito facing off for the championships at some point? Be a bit odd, but Naito could pick and choose his opponent. Maybe that's the implication. Hey, if I win, I can pick and choose my opponent, and let me just choose you. If Naito wins, he should pick Hiromu. So, point total. Juice Robinson with 4. Yoshihashi with 2. Toru Yano with 6. Sonata with 0. Sonata's the only man in B block with 0. Hiroki Goto with 2. Kenta with 4. Zack Saber Jr. with 2. And then we get Evil with 2. Hiroshi Tanahashi with 2. And Tetsuya Naito with 6. So yeah, that's it. Yano and Naito are tied up. Now, granted, this all's obviously going to change by, even like I'd say by the time we get to night 11, well, about night 10, obviously it's going to change, by that point, but it's kind of interesting how they're like weaving this stuff in. I just really hope Jay White doesn't win it, though I fear he is going to win. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.